Nothing. Okay. Yeah. We didn't watch it Friday, I don't think. We'll see. All right.
Tell them.
All right, so the steps for these are going to be exactly the same as solving a quadratic equation. We're going to make the equation equal 0. We're going to factor everything completely. And then we're going to set each piece equal to 0. We're going to use that zero product property that we talked about to solve. Because we need to know what x equals. Now, here's the problem. Because these are polynomials, these are not just quadratics. Everything we learned with solving quadratics, we will have to apply here as we solve these polynomials. So it could be that if we get down to a quadratic that won't factor, how can I possibly solve that? Like if you have x squared plus 7x minus 3 equals 0. How can you solve that because it's not factorable? It can't factor. Nothing multiplies to negative 3 but adds to 7. You're exactly right. You're exactly right. It may be that I have to go back and do quadratic formula if I can't factor. So keep that in your brain. Do y'all need me to write that formula up here again? Yes, you do. But, well, what happens if you move them over? Look at it. There's two x's there. One's an x squared, one's an x. Oh, my goodness, Logan, you don't remember it.
That's what I just said.
You did.
That's what I was thinking.
Now, for these, we're going to have some that will be irrational or complex solutions, meaning with the i's in there, we'll need to simplify that. So we'll have to remember all that we learned. This is really bringing everything together for us as we go through. So let's do a couple examples, see what happens, and then I'll let you work. Work. It was just, yeah, it was just practice. It's not busy work. Till Friday. All right, let's do solve by factoring or whatever way you can. So tell me what to do first. Okay, you're set it to 0. You got to move the 3x squared. That's right. Look at your first step here. Make the equation equal to 0. That's always what I'm going to do is make the equation equal to 0. So to make this equal to 0, I need to move this piece to the left. I'm going to subtract it. And so I have 4x cubed minus what? There you go. Now factor. What do I do first? Not a 2x, but, a 2x squared, right. What's left? Remember, how many solutions should I get here? Look at the original equation.
3.
The degree is 3, I should get 3. In this case, if I set this to 0 and this to 0, I only get one solution here, but what's really happened? It bounced. Why did it bounce? It happened, it's got multiplicity of 2, and it bounces there. So it's really 2 solutions, but it's one at the same time. This one Yeah, so this one would count for 2 solutions because it has multiplicity of 2. And then this one counts for 1. So that would be your 3 solutions. Well, because you have to add 5 to both sides, and then you divide by 2. Yep. Everything we do in here follows us all the way through. It builds. Let's do another. Yep. Yep. Logan, stop. Go sit down.
Dennis would not be proud of him if he was sleeping in class. I don't care. Get him.
Y'all got it?
Yo.
We're obviously going to get harder than this.
No, we can't. No. Why? Wait, go back.
And I'll say tomorrow's probably a good time for a quiz. What?
Why? Please, we just got here. Wait, why would
We didn't do anything new on Friday.
Yes, we did. I don't remember it.
All right. It equals 0. What should be the first thing that I do? What are you doing?
Difference of squares.
Difference of 2 squares. That's exactly right. So I'm going to do x squared minus 8, x squared plus 8, because those are both perfect squares. That's exactly right. Now what? Can I factor either of them any further? No. So now I take them both to 0. So I've got x squared minus 8 equals 0, and x squared plus 8 equals 0. Now solve each one individually. And y'all are going to be real excited to see all these old properties come back. Now, add 8 to both sides. Square root. What's the square root of 8?
2 plus or minus 2.
Plus or minus. All right, well, the first thing I have to do is break this up, right? I need to see if it simplifies. 4 and 2. Don't forget the plus or minus. That gives me 2 solutions. 2 times the square root of 2. The other one, a little bit more difficult because now it's a negative, right? That's exactly right. I'm going to take an I out because it's square root. Because it's negative under the square root. So it still simplifies the same. The only difference is I have an I here with it as well. 1, 2, 3, 4. My degree was 4. I have all 4 that I need. You could plug it back into the original, but I'm not going to make you check them. 1 or 2? Yeah. No, Charlie. Whenever you start the sentence with "hear me out."
What if there's somebody clear tomorrow, right? What if tomorrow we should like
That's what we're doing today.
Oh, chill.
Solve for x. Mark, set, go.
That's the cube. That's the sum of cubes. X plus 5.
Well, go do it.
X squared minus 5x plus 25. Did I get it right? Did you hear me?
No, I don't pay you any attention. Listen.
X plus 5. X squared minus 5x plus 25. Cheesecake. You know what a tubby is?
Do I care?
Probably not. About
All right. Can I just subtract 125?
Absolutely not.
No, because I got to have 3 solutions here. It's a power of 3. So what I want to do, it already equals 0. So now I want to factor it. This is a sum of 2 cubes. This is where I do little parenthesis, big parenthesis.
That's my favorite.
Same change plus. What times itself 3 times gives you x cubed?
X.
What times itself 3 times gives you 125? Charlie, what times itself 3 times gives you 125?
Did you say 9? 9?
Just said
I think it's 6. Alright, go. Just start going 1, 2, 3, 4.
Square the first and it goes in the first spot.
X squared.
Put them together in the middle. Square the last in the last spot. Now, here's when I have a power. We finished? No, because that's what we did last week.
Not even close.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. A sum or difference of 2 cubes never factors any further. And you will always have to do quadratic formula for sum or difference of 2 cubes. You will always, everybody hear me, when you do the sum or difference of 2 cubes, that big parenthesis that's left is always going to be a quadratic formula problem. It's never going to factor any further for you.
You don't have to do that like last week.
No, not last week. Last week we weren't solving, we were just factoring. This week we're factoring solve. If it's solved, you find what x equals. Yes, Charlie. Right.
Oh, it took you long enough.
All right, I got -5. There's one answer. Remember, I should get 3. So now I'm going to come over to my second piece of the puzzle. Opposite b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4 times a times c. Everybody goes over 2a. Work inside your radical first and then work your way out. So I have 5 plus or minus the square root of 25 minus 100. We always add stuff to it because I couldn't factor it anymore. So A is 1, B is -5, and C is 25. They're going to look very, very similar to a perfect square trinomial, but they will not square dance for you, so they don't factor. Again, remember we love quadratic formula because there's so much involved with it, right? We do so much with it. Square root of 75, if I have the square root of -75, of course I pull out the I, but then I also have to split it. What's the perfect square that goes into 75? 25 and 3. So I have 5i times the square root of 3 here. So I got 5 plus or minus 5i root 3 over 2. Is that 3 solutions altogether? Yes, say yes because it is. 1, 2, and 3. The plus or minus give me 2 solutions.
Yippee!
You think so? Let me show you one more. If you can get this one, then I'll shut up. Solve for x.
Well, that's quite fun. Hooray. Oh my gosh. Waldo has given his final form.
Look at Freeman, for goodness sake, sit down.
Look at that. chill, dog.
You get one of those papers that they're passing
on. I don't like number 12. Okay. That's not right. B. Bring Bonner back.
I hope you got at least to this point. Y'all still working, or you need ready?
Yes, still working. Yes.
You got to that point.
I did it.
What was your thought process at this point?
I got to figure out what
Say that again, Bill. Exactly. How do you know that you can do that when you look at this one? Even, half of the first one, and a constant. It tells me I can factor it just like I've always factored. Multiply the first and the last together. What multiplies to negative 45x to the fourth but adds to 12x squared?
27.
Positive 15x squared and negative 3x squared.
I don't think so.
Yes, it does.
Got it.
Charlie, does it matter which one I write first? Which one should I write first? It actually doesn't matter. I like to write the negative first because it helps me in factoring.
You idiot.
Stop, that's not nice. Yeah, okay. Nope, just now. Alright.
Oh,
Slash it. Charlie, what can I take out of the first two?
He doesn't know.
There you go. What's left? There you go. Middle sign stays. What can you take out of the last two?
Charlie.
A 3. What's left?
I don't know.
How many answers should I get? 4. Why should I get 4? That was my degree in the beginning, right? Shh. Alright, so 5x squared minus 3 times x squared plus 3. And I'm ready to set everybody to 0, yes?
Yeah, of course. You know about it.
5x squared, oh my word, minus 3 equals 0. And x squared plus 3 equals 0. I'm going to add 3 to both sides on this first one. Am I done with 3/5? Okay, here we go, y'all. Y'all aren't going to like this. Can I leave it like that? No. I have to rationalize the denominator. Logan, please. I can't leave it like that because I've got a square root in the bottom. So what I'm going to do is multiply the top and the bottom by what's in the bottom. Y'all remember doing this? And so I have x equals plus or minus. I can put these together. Square root of 15 over what? 5. There's 2 answers. Charlie.
Hooray!